Up to how much did you have to pay for them to do things that you asked for to convince them? Could you give us a hint?
Of how much we spent?
Yeah.
I mean, everything in that wedding hall, except for the chairs, we paid for.
Everything, literally.
Yeah. The glasses, the bottles, the buckets, the name tag.
Even paper.
We paid for everything.
We pay about $1,000 for wedding invitation paper.
Everything was customized down to the bit.
Was it worth it?
Mingle with international couples in Korea.
Here's a video that we'd like to share.
This is the day we got married.
Oh!
This is like a week and a half ago.
I saw that
know
on your
there.
story. It was so cute.
Yeah, you know the.
Yeah, I know that place. I've been there too.
The place you go. Oh! Oh my god, you look like a princess.
She was. She was.
Wow. Do you still remember the day?
To be honest with you, I do, but I blacked out for most of it. I feel like everything was so rushed.
Yeah, right.
Even though we
Everything.
had so much time, when I did everything myself, I couldn't even enjoy my own wedding.
Well, if you've ever been to a Korean wedding, you know the drill. You know, you go there, go to the front desk with the money envelope,
Yeah, right.
the meal coupon, watch the wedding, which lasts about 30 minutes to an hour, and then you just walk out. Is that something you expected before getting married in Korea?
Honestly, I had no idea it was like that until I came. I was quite shocked because I've been to quite a few weddings in Korea, probably like over 10, but I was shocked that one time I was late 10 minutes, it was like almost pretty much done. I was like, whoa,
So fast.
whoa. All day, and in the Middle East, it's weeks. Like, it's to celebrate a newlywed couple.
It's a party.
It should be a celebration because it's bringing life together and combining them to form, a family, so.
Did you follow Korean traditions to
Oh,
your
no.
wedding? Well, how was it like? We saw a glimpse of it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always told myself I wanted to be a princess in my wedding because that's like the only time a woman can really be a princess. It's like in their own wedding, we get to wear white and the crown and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I've always wanted to add in Lebanese traditions as well as some American traditions to make something unique. But in Korea, unfortunately, we face so many problems. We had to argue with many people. We had to pay a lot of money just to book places or get things
That's right.
happen. But I feel like my planning, because I started 2 years in advance, I was able to successfully work it all out myself because I designed everything.
You mentioned the struggles. Where did the struggles come from?
Everything. We paid for ice, we paid for champagne glasses, we paid for the bottles. we
The
paid-
money.
Yeah, everything. Even
But
booking the
not
venue
only
was a
money,
problem.
that doesn't exist in Korea. So
Right.
we have to
Make it ourselves.
everything, make yourself.
Customize everything.
Yeah, everything. Customize everything, and you have to make them understand. Oh, we're gonna pay this, so please.
Just do it.
Yeah, just let me do this.
What were they that you asked for?
Multiple,
lot
we
of
wanted to
things.
book the whole day. They wouldn't allow it.
Book the venue for the entire day.
Right.
We can't do that
No,
without.
you're not allowed.
Making a bar and making a DJ and everything.
Yeah.
They say, oh, that's not possible. Oh, no, we don't have that kind of thing. We don't have that kind of rule.
So we spoke with the owner. We had to negotiate everything. I had to customize a bunch of stuff because that's not something that they would typically allow.
Up to how much did you have to pay for them to do things that you asked
Quite a
for
bit.
to convince
Quite a
them?
bit.
Could you give us a hint?
Of how much we spent?
Yeah.
I mean, everything in that wedding hall, except for the chairs, we paid for.
Everything,
Yeah.
literally.
The glasses, the bottles, the buckets, the name tags, the
I
bags.
had no idea.
Yeah, everything
even
there.
paper.
We paid for
Yeah, we
everything.
pay about $1,000 for wedding invitation paper. Even buying a right paper is really hard. Right.
Even the
printing,
ribbons, the wax
good
seals. I
quality.
bought so much of everything. Everything was customized down to the bit.
Was it worth it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. She's happy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worth it.
As an attendee of the wedding, because we actually went to your wedding, the invitation was immaculate. The perfume, amazing. You could tell that there was so much thought and detail put into it. I mean, it was the most beautiful wedding invitation I've ever seen, and I've been to 30-ish weddings in my life. And then when we got there, I've never seen such a grand entrance to a wedding ceremony ever.
I mean, we paid for every little detail.
Drone and every single thing.
I've never heard drones at weddings.
Yep.
Oh, we had a Jimmy Jim.
They had a gimbal that went over the whole thing, and it was just it
Things
was
that
amazing.
I see here.
Yeah, like studio production.
Yeah, it's like these
Legitimate.
Just out of curiosity, what was the most expensive thing or element in your wedding?
I mean, two things.
Yeah, dress is expensive,
My
of course.
parents' plane tickets, that was one. That was pretty expensive.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, that was the one reason why they came. We bought the tickets. They wanted really nice seats. So I was like, okay.
They deserve it.
They deserve it. But
Yeah.
also my wedding dress, I would say, and his suit right after. His suit was crafted by a presidential tailor. So we spent a lot of money on his suit. And then my wedding dress was custom made in Turkey. But surprisingly, it's not expensive compared to renting in Korea. I would say I bought for the same price people rented.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Well, wedding dresses can be costly in Korea. right?
Correct. And it's to rent, but I bought it. So it's mine.
Well, after hearing her story, and you've been there as a witness.
Yeah.
Do you have any, dreams about your own wedding?
I mean, I think when you're a little girl and you grow up and you see like the movies, you want that moment. You want to be,
Definitely.
the one that everyone looks at for the day, and it's supposed to be romantic and all this other stuff. But when you're planning a wedding abroad, it's very different. So originally, we started thinking about where do we want to have it, because if we have it in the States, then we have to ship all of his family over to the States and his South African family over to the States. And if we have it here, we have to bring my family and then South Africa. So we're trying to get 3 continents together. So we kind of started trying to figure it out right away. But I think some of the elements that she mentioned was planning 2 years in advance, trying to get as much time as you can, not only for saving, but also for just making sure that it's exactly what you want is really
A
important.
wedding shouldn't be rushed.
It shouldn't be rushed, yeah. We actually kind of ended up figuring out a good deal. So first off, we originally planned the wedding in North Carolina, which is where I'm from. But the problem with doing a wedding in the States, with having so many people travel to the States, the tickets and stuff are going to be expensive. The housing and the hotels and stuff would be expensive.
Right.
But then in the States, although you get the venue for the whole day, you have to outsource for the bar, and then for the florist, and then for the caterer, and then for the alcohol, and then the bartenders that run the bar.
So expensive.
Although the wedding venue sticker price originally was much smaller than in Korea, at the end of the day it would add up a lot, because in the States you also have sales tax. So everything would be taxed hundreds. Yeah. The tipping, everything. It added up so quickly. So we're okay, this is our budget now, I guess. This is the cheapest option. And so then he actually saw this ad on Instagram for a wedding convention.
It was just a wedding convention. They have it in Seoul all the time. And I heard so many times that those conventions were scams. So I was very against going at first, but we thought that it's just a cute date idea. We're preparing for the wedding, so why not, right?
Can't
we
hurt
went.
just to get ideas.
And when I looked at the cost breakdowns and what they offer and the packages and stuff like that, it actually worked out really well. So I thought that maybe it's because the Korean government recently hit up all those places with you got to be more transparent, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they did really well, and I thought the cost breakdown and everything was super cool. And I think what really made it decisive for me was that prior to going to this convention, we weren't working with a planner or a
At all.
coordinator.
I was doing
So
everything.
we had to do
yeah.
everything, right?
Just
But
like you
then-
guys.
Well, they don't really exist much in Korea.
No, not we thought so too.
I thought so too.
Right.
But at this convention, the person was like, I'm just gonna do everything for you. So I'm gonna give you proposals for all the venues. Just tell me what you want, the dresses, the makeup, whatever.
So, style, type
Yeah.
of design that you like, venue, do you want it indoor, do you want it outdoor, how many people? She was very specific.
Very, very
wow.
specific.
And so we just looked at each other slowly
we're just like,
are you seeing what I'm seeing right now?
and then she started breaking down the cost, and I'm just like,
We were like, this is about the same, if not cheaper.
Yeah.
And then there's no added tax, and that would give us a little bit of wiggle room so that when my family comes, we can support the flights and the housing and take a week off work and enjoy time with everybody. So it was kind of a no-brainer after that.
So what really impressed me the most was the fact that in Korea, everything is packaged, yes, and you do have a very Korean way of doing things, but at the same time, there's a lot of other things that you can save on. So you can splurge more on other things. For example, I'm gonna take a week off prior to our wedding to bring her family from the States, and we're gonna take them for the whole Korean K tour. So I don't want people to come here for just that one ceremony, that one thing. I want to be able to spend time with them for a week, get to know them, really get them to understand that I'm a part of their family now. So I would much rather spend money on that. So yeah, the Korean ceremony, quite frankly, sucks. The way that it's done kind of sucks, but Korean wedding conclusively is a bit cheap. and we can treat their families a lot better.
You're like me. I can't bring my family all the way over for just the ceremony. It's got to be it's got to be fun. Yeah.
But honestly, I think when I told my parents originally, like, hey, we're moving the ceremony to Korea, I thought they were gonna like receive that a little bit badly because it's a lot more work, and I don't come from like a lot of money, so they all have to like save, you know, to do things that they want to do here. But they were all just like, oh my God, no way, we finally get to see your life in Korea. And they were thrilled. They were so happy they get to come here and like actually see where I've been for the past 4 years. And come to our house and have movie night and stuff. So.
Well, Rebecca, one thing interesting that I found about your wedding is that you had like a mixture of Korean style wedding and kind of American/Lebanese.
So the only Korean things we actually had was the hanboks for my mom and
yes.
his mom. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. My mom is not really familiar with that culture, but she was willing to try it on because his mother wanted to introduce it to her, wearing a hanbok together. But the one condition I had was like, I don't want the Korean version of that. If I'm making a hanbok, which we custom made, if I'm doing that, it's gonna be to my colors
You
of my
customized
wedding.
the hanbok too?
Yeah. To the colors of my wedding, red and gold. Because I didn't want no baby blue, lavender.
You had a theme.
Yeah, because like Korean weddings are very like pastel low. I
that's
wanted
true.
vibrant. That was the kind of colors I was giving. In the beginning it was quite difficult because his mother was like, oh my God, can I really wear gold? And I'm like, your mom. I told her like, Mom, you're the star. You should be wearing gold. You're not anyone else. You and my mom. So she in the end loved it, that she was standing out amongst
It
the
was
crowd.
such a cute touch.
And then the only thing we had was like the money gift giving. Because in the States, it's usually a wedding registry, but that was very difficult to transfer over in Korea. So I figured, you know what, let's just do the money gift giving. It's just simple, that's fine. And so we had his brother and my brother handle the gift giving. That was pretty much it. The Lebanese part was belly dancer. I had
Amazing, that was so cool.
It's a tradition to have belly dancers
Oh, you
at a
have
wedding.
more than that in Lebanese culture. In the Middle East, when it comes to a wedding, they spend beyond what you can imagine on every little detail, because it's the one day where the families can show their wealth, can show their happiness, can show, you know, their love to their children, right? So in that case, they have fireworks, they have like 10-tier cakes, they have thousands of people attending the wedding. No, he knows. They have thousands of people attending the wedding. It's not 100 is a small number compared to that. The wedding was a village celebration, right?
You went easy on your wedding compared to...
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you know, after marriage, it's often the small things that spark arguments, but at the same time, it's the little moments that make you the happiest, right?
Right.
Now, what's been the most peaceful or, you know, enjoyable moments in your married life?
I mean, in a week, what has been the most peaceful and enjoyable moment?
Exactly. It's every day. It's the same time. When we get home after the gym, like we both get off work, we meet at the gym, we work out together, and then we go home and we order chicken and pizza and we watch trash reality TV, and we're just sitting there cuddling. And we're like, this is the best.
Love it.
It's the best. And then like sometimes after like, because we both are like extroverted to an extent, but we have like a social battery, so we'll go out for like an hour and then we're both like empty. So then we'll go home and we'll be like, wow, we hate people. And then it's just like,
We're the same.
yeah, we're like, wow, that was awful. Why did we leave the house? Like,
I think it's a couple thing. All couples say that.
but it's just literally those little moments. And then like we started making like just dumb videos. I think he wanted to make like a Instagram for our just couples experience. So we started just making really stupid videos, and it's so fun. And like even if we don't post anything, it's just really fun.
How about you guys? When do you feel the most comfortable, being happy, content with your married life over single life?
I think every day, every morning, I wake up, you know, next to my wife. I sleep next to my wife.
He's kind of a bit of a stalker. He'll like stare at me when I'm sleeping, and then
Just
when
same bad.
Yeah. And then he wakes up and he's like, "You were so pretty when you were sleeping." I'm like, "Why were you looking at me when I'm sleeping?"
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, instinctively.
I feel like he doesn't really notice, but he deeply loves me. Everything that
Yeah,
I
of
do,
course
that
so.
even when I feel like I'm looking ugly, he's just like, "You're so beautiful today."
You're not ugly.
He tells me he loves me. I'm not even joking. If you were to check my phone 10 to 15 times a day,
Literally.
he's just like, "I love you. You're so beautiful. Thank you for marrying me." And I'm just like,
for marrying me.
and I feel like when you become married, that's what a marriage should be.
It really is. My favorite part of the day, every single day, I don't even know how long you've been doing this. He texts me every single morning, like before he goes to work, he'll like kiss me and be like, bye, like love you. And then he'll get to work like 30 minutes, it's like 8:30 on the dot. I get a text message just like, good morning, like love of my life, like beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Like he gets more and more creative with it. It's getting like a paragraph long now. It's so ridiculous. But it's like I already like said hello and good morning and all that, but he just takes the effort to do that one little thing for me
And
every
that's
day.
what matters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it makes me so happy. Please don't ever stop doing that.
I won't.
I love that. Yeah.
Witnesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
I promise everybody.
Yeah.
I will do it.
Last but not least, imagine it's 10 years from now on. What's one thing that you want to say to your partner from a decade?
Do you want to have another wedding?
Oh, remind, you know, it's a thing.
One more.
Remind wedding. It's a thing in
I was
Korea.
thinking Italy, Lake Como.
Oh.
I literally told him that.
Said it.
Yeah. I literally told him in 10 years, you want another wedding?
David just takes a deep
People
breath.
do that though.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, that would be so much fun. It would just be family though.
But making wedding is too hard.
Yeah.
Too hard. If it's a wedding planner, yeah.
It's like renewing your vows. Yeah, that kind of thing.
How about you?
In 10 years? Which continent we're going to be on in
Exactly.
10
No
years?
idea.
We keep going back and forth if we're going to stay in Korea, if we're going to go to the States, or if we're going to go to South Africa, or we're just going to leave everybody and go to Switzerland or something. Like, we don't know. So I guess it won't really depend on where we are, but like as long as we have each other.
Yeah, I love the confidence that you know that you two will be okay. just being
100%. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
alone wherever you are, where the final destination is.
Yeah, he's my home. It doesn't matter where we are located.
You know what? I'm glad you think like that. A partner comes first, not your children, not your family, your partner. You married and you started a new family.
Yeah, he's the person I chose. Like, I love my family, but I didn't choose them. They didn't choose me. I chose you, and you chose me. And like, I think that's what makes the wedding so special. That's what makes it that Lebanese like big day of celebration or weekend.
It's about you.
Yeah, it's a miraculous choice that you guys have made to commit to one another, and yeah.
What would you say to Shannon? Thank you for marrying me.
Thank you for putting up with my shit. Thank you for liking my food.
You're the best cook ever.
You cook?
He's the
You guys
best.
need to invite me over.
Yeah, you guys can come anytime.
So, yeah, thank you for loving my food. Hopefully, thank you for being the mother of our children. Thank you for always loving me. And I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
We are definitely gonna have to invite you two in a decade. We have to do this.
Oh
once
my God,
again.
can we please do like a 10-year reunion?
Yeah.
I would love that.
That'd be interesting. Okay.
How about you?
Thank you so much for everything. I couldn't do anything without you. But now I achieve everything because of you. Because you love me. I love you more.
You know, women, we ask these stupid questions.
Randomly.
Yeah. Like, would you love me if I was a cockroach? Yeah. I know.
Well, okay, yeah.
I think with him, I asked him the question, if we had nothing and I, let's say, for example, was very sick or I needed crazy expensive surgery and I was dying, would you give up everything you have to save me? Well, his answer was shocking. He's like, I'd give up my organs to save you. I'd give everything I had. And I was like, that was what taking it to the extreme. I
The
was
next
like,
level, yeah.
yeah, that means like if anything happened, he would gladly give everything legitimately to save me.
I have to go home and ask my husband that.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I met these two amazing couples. Prove your love to me.
Kidney.
Kidney, money. Well, love isn't always simple. It's complex on all levels, especially when it comes to, across borders. When somehow you two made it, we're gonna have to come back in a decade.
Yep.
Definitely. Alrighty, thank you guys for mingling with us today. It was such a lovely time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bye.
Mingle with international couples in Korea. This is Shannon with J. Rebecca.